On 18th January this month, they removed the 7 screens in order to see the omnigracious infinite light, which is just a representation of the source of creation above 7 skies. Here you can find the people who gather together worshipping the omnigracious infinite light. Just go through this slide once. It shows the worshipping method of the source of creation as omnigracious infinite light. This is what I followed, and within a period of 2 years I got blissed out with ecstasy, and I recited Sri Rudram Namakam Jamakam for a period of 6 months. I learned it for a period of 1 year. I by-hearted it, and I recited it for a period of 6 months. And when I was hearing Sri Vishnu Sahasranama, unexpectedly I got blissed out with ecstasy. This happened in the year 2006, when I and two of my friends were sitting and meditating, and when we are hearing this Vishnu Sahasranama, it happened. And then after, when I heard certain musics, I got blissed out with ecstasy. And the second slide shows how important it is to perceive God above 7 skies, because it is the best way of worship. Whether you have to worship the identity of the source of creation, or else you have to find the content of the source of creation within you. These two are the only source. Inside his house, he turned his body into light, and government officials came and checked it. They found that he was not inside that room. Every people around that particular house told that he sat in meditation and he disappeared. So there is technology that you can turn your body into light. So there exists a lot of yogic technologies which yet to be explored. Elijah is a prophet who existed around 900 BC. He had a student, he had a shishya named Elisha. He was with him for several years, but when Elijah was taken away by the source of creation, at the time Elisha requested him that he should perform 200 times miracles what Elijah has performed. Whatever Elijah has performed, the same type of miracle he also should perform, but it must be twice the time he performed. This was the request made by Elisha to his master or Guru Elijah, the prophet. While ascending to God through the chariot, what Elijah has done is he has removed his mantle, the overcoat, and just given to Elisha, and just by wearing that cloth he was able to perform miracles. How does this happen? Just think over it. Just by touching the dress of Jesus Christ, people healed themselves. People who were deserved, they got healed just by touching the cloth of Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ, Christ is able to recognize that. He was able to realize that energy is flowing out of his body through his cloth. Then he turns towards the people and asks, who just touched me? And the reserved people with the faith, who had faith, they got cured. So these are all directly related with the source of creation and quantum science. These are not just magics. These are all truths. Meditation will take minimum of 8 years to have a little bit of maturity, and it may even take 16 to 20 years for a good improvement. Meditation is like a monkey catching his baby. The baby has to catch his mother tightly, otherwise the baby monkey will fall down. But bowing down to God is like a cat holding its kitten. Cat will hold its kitten tightly, it will not lose its kitten. So the kitten is safe. And similarly, when you bow down to the source of creation, you are worshipping the power of God. The source of creation will take care of you, you will not worry. But meditation means you have to hold tightly, you have to work hard. Then only it will work out. Once just to go through this slide. Here in Indian Holy Scriptures, it has been told that about dark energy. At the end of Dwapara Yuga, when Krishna died, at the end of the Dwapara Yuga, nearly dark matter and dark energy are equal. So dark energy is what we call as seraphim, and the content of dark matter what we call as cherubim in Hebrew text. But in Hebrew, nothing has been explained about cherubim and seraphim. But the content of cherubim and seraphim are alive as gods of Indian spirituality. They are available in India. The spiritual content has born as individual personality in the land of India. We are going to see it. Gnostic Gospel of Thomas. Kingdom of heaven both inside and outside. Christ urged kingdom of heaven both inside and outside. He repeatedly used to say that kingdom of heaven is about to reach you. So Christ or Prophet Isa is the most misunderstood personality. After his childhood, he directly came to Tibet and India. He learned a lot of Indian spirituality. Being the word of truth, he is capable of understanding everything. He became expertise in every aspect of Indian spirituality. He meditated and bowed down to God and performed tahajjud the whole night prayer. So anybody who is performing tahajjud, that too when the word of truth, the word of God, when it performs tahajjud, means tahajjud can change your fate. The late night prayer can change your fate, but Prophet Isa prayed the whole night. Before he got arrested, he prayed the whole night. So the source of creation decided to save Prophet Isa, because the prophecy is he has to be killed by the human beings. But when you perform tahajjud, you are capable of changing your fate. The source of creation will change the fate for you, because it is ready to do anything when you worship the source of creation during late nights. So it changed the fate, it played a trick, and whoever tried to arrest got arrested. Judas Iscariot died in the cross saying Elohim Sabatani. But when Christ was taken safely to heaven, then what happened there changed the future of the entire world. That is the heavenly secret that cannot be conveyed. Because you have to think, when the Muslims generally say that Prophet Isa has been saved, Prophet Isa has been saved, yeah, he has taken to God. But after going to God, what he might have asked to God, you have to think. He is the person who told that when somebody slaps in one chin, you have to show your another chin. This was his preaching. But he prayed the whole night, so God saved him. But his preaching was, if anybody tries to drag you to some distance, then walk with them to another 5 or 7 miles with them, so that the mind will change. Their intention to drag you, that attitude will change. So this is what all the teaching about. So when Isa went to the source of creation, and when the source of creation told him what has happened, what Isa would decide? You think that? Because when I thought that, I cried like anything. I cried, I wept. Even now I am unable to think that. Right, okay. The topmost worshipping method is both meditating and doing sajda. If you commit both of it, you are in the path of Christ. I never considered Christ in my lifetime, but at the end of 21 years, now I find myself in the path of Christ. That is the original path of Christ. Just to go to the slide.